Welcome back to MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic. Here we have the Prismari Performance Strixhaven 2021 pre-constructed commander deck. It's not going to be pre-constructed very much longer, folks. Welcome back, MTG BC. That is the MTG Burgeoning community. Here we are with another pre-constructed commander deck that's about to get deconstructed. That's right, baby. Now it's time for the Izzet Strixhaven deck, Prismari Performance. So we are going to shed the packaging, push aside the deck momentarily so we can pop out these cool little reminder tokens. I like to use something to put on top of my library to remind me about upkeep triggers, to remind me about draw step triggers, to remind me about paying pact costs. And additionally, I like to have something on top of my hand so that I do not inadvertently ever shuffle my hand into my library ever again. So these little tokens give some, some degree of options to the dice that I would typically use. Here is our deck box for Prismari Performance. We open this bad boy up. We scoop out the extra packaging and discard that. Ooh, I like the coloring of this spinner. That is very cool. I really like the coloring on that. This is probably my favorite one so far. Ooh, that's a nice one. All right, and here we have how to play and what we've all come here for, the sealed commander deck, Prismari Performance, baby. Here we go. Look at that guy, Zaffy Thunder Conductor or Thunder Collector. Oh, can't believe that happened. I mean, I understand there's an element of human error and humanization when creating products and such, but that just seems like a very massive and glaring error that you would have the name of the card wrong in the text. Come on, camera, focus in. What? It's got to be the foiling. The foiling really, is it Tamio over there? Is it Avacyn? Is it Sorin? What's going on? All right, Zaphi, so we know about you and your Thunder Conductoring. I actually believe that Varen, Voice of Duality, is going to be the much more popular commander option in this deck. I really do believe that, and I actually am looking forward to trying to toy with her, not necessarily as a general, but perhaps somewhere in the 99. So those are our two commanders. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The first few cards, historically, are just straight from the Strixhaven set. So we have Resculpt, Stormkiln Artist. I'm going to tell you right now, I am putting a copy of this. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be this one in and of itself, but Stormkiln Artist is going to muscle its way into my Feather the Redeemed deck, because what this does and what that deck does is just way too strong to not have it in there. All right, Elemental Masterpiece, Expressive Iteration, Rutha Mercurial Artist. There's our Letter of Acceptance, and again the Prismari Campus. I've been hyping up this land cycle a little bit, and I'm going to stand by that hype train. I think if you are playing dual colors, if you are playing, for instance, if you're playing an Izzet deck, I think you can find room for this land if you're playing a Gain land, or if you're playing a Guild Gate, or even one of the temples, because the temple will hit. You'll scry once, even though that both lands come into play tapped. This one, however, late game, you might have a need to use a mana. You might have a need to look for a mana sink somewhere, and scrying one for an answer to a threat or a potential way to win, that seems like a pretty good deal to me on a land. All right, there's Study Hall, Brainstorm, that's an obvious one, Living Lore. And Ponder, another great one. Serum Visions, keep them coming, folks. Those one blue mana instant and sorcery spells. Traumatic Visions, Treasure Cruise, Faithless Looting, Fiery Fall, Humble Defector. Not a card I would ever play with because I'm not allowing my opponents to draw cards off of any permanents I control or own if I can help it. Nana Geyser is awesome. Seething Song, Crackling Drake. There's our Arcane Signets. Hedron Archive. Is it Signets? Yes. Mind Stone. There's our Soul Ring. Talisman of Creativity. Blighted. Cataract. That's not bad. Oh, 5. Oh, I thought that was 3 in a blue. 5 in a blue. Command Tower. Dazzling Sphinx. Okay, now I'm not too familiar with what this one does. Deals combat damage to a player. That player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery you may cast without paying its mana cost. Yeah, that's not... Ooh, 3 and 2 blue for a 4/5 flyer. Whoa, that is not really online with what most Sphinxes and flying creatures are in Magic. That is going to go over here to the WoW pile. Okay. Inspiring Refrain, Suspend Mechanic, Muse Vortex. Octavia the Living Thesis. This is that octopus has ward 8, costs 8 less if you have 8 or more instant or sorcery spells, has the Magecraft ability, all kinds of 8s going on with Octavia. Then why is the mana value 10? Why wouldn't this be 6 and 2 blue? Come on now. Alright, Sly Instigator. Alrighty, Creative Technique, the Demonstrate mechanic, which is not one I ever intend on using. Fiery Encore, just because I just don't like helping out my opponents. Alright, Fiery Encore, Infernal Project. Alright, yeah, that could work. 6 in a red. Ooh, maybe not. Yikes. Radiant Performer. Alright, right. Rionia, the Fire Dancer. Rousing Refrain. Another Suspend card. Surge to Victory. Reinterpret. This is that very popular new counter spell. Actually could work out in some decks. I am not generally a proponent of counter spells. From a minimalistic standpoint, maybe 1 would be okay. Elementalist's Palette. Okay. This might be a good card to put in Zaxara the Exemplary. Yeah, definitely. Ether Gale, yes. Ether Sprouts, bring on the Ether. Dig Through Time. Diluvian Primordial. Ooh, Metallurgic Summonings. Nice. I think this may be my first ever copy of this card. Ooh, that is exciting. Very nice. This may be my first ever Mind's Desire as well. Okay, that was a nice unexpected or at least forgotten surprise. Narumea, Swarm Intelligence, Talrand. Definitely not my first Talrand. Apex of Power is an awesome card. Oh, Blasphemous Act. Can't get enough of those. Brass's Bounty, nice. Charmbreaker Devils are okay. Dualcaster Mage is awesome. Whoops, you go over here into the awesome pile. Erratic Cyclops. Itali. Oh, Itali is in here too. Oh, nice. My first copy of Original Jaya. All right, that's pretty sweet. Didn't realize or remember she was in this deck. Sunbird's Invocation is awesome. I'm not a huge fan of Volcanic Vision. Wildfire Devils. All right, Call of the Skybreaker. Epic Experiment. Yeah, that's a good one. Pyromancer Goggles. Whoa, this card. Oh, my goodness. Wow, man, there are some really good cards in this deck. Exotic Orchard, Scavenger Ground, Shivering Wreath. Look at, there's a Temple of Epiphany. Desert, Forgotten Cave. Is it Boilerworks? Memorial to Genius, Myriad Landscape, Reliquary Tower. Can't get enough Reliquary Towers. Temple of a False God. Islands, and then some mountains. And then our super thick, ridiculously hard to bend copy. And then we come to our tokens. All right, Prismari Performance, huh? Let's take a quick look over here at the awesome pile. And this is just on a super first glance. Now we got Reliquary Tower, of course. Pyromancer's Goggles. Man, that would be sweet in a Spellslinger deck. I have a Chandra Burn deck with numerous copies of Pyromancer's Goggles. It's a kitchen table deck, but it's still pretty awesome. I love Sunbird's Invocation. That enchantment is just so good. Original Jaya Bala. Like I said, this is my first copy of Original Jaya, so I'm pretty happy to add her to the Planeswalker collection. Itali, so good. I swear, if they didn't use Itali as a promo for so many of those little mystery cubes and mystery boxes and things like that, Itali would probably be one of the most expensive cards from Ixalan. Wow, or is it from Rivals of Ixalan? Oh, no, I can't remember. I think the Elders were from the Rivals of Ixalan, I think. Rivals, okay. Dualcaster Mage, because no one ever expects a Dualcaster Mage. Love it. Blasphemous Act. It's one of those cards you just can't have enough of in the shoebox. Mind's Desire, my very first copy. Metallurgic Summonings. Oh, do I have plans for that? Elementalist's Palette. Like I said, this is going to be awesome in Zaxara. And Reinterpret as one of the newest, coolest looking counter spells. And this Dazzling Sphinx, I can't get over this Dazzling Sphinx. 3 and 2 blue for a 4/5 flyer with that ability. We're going to do some good things with that Sphinx, I'm telling you. All right, MTGBC. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Prismari Performance. This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things Magic.